Sock Posse.
What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of the Team Sock Posse podcast. My name is Glad.
And I'm your boy, Rob. We are your favorite Team Sock Posse podcast show where we interview great entrepreneurs from all sectors of industry. Remember, subscribe, share, comment below. Subscribe, you share, then you comment below. Glad. Tell them who we got today.
The biggest interview.
Oh.
The biggest interview.
Oh.
We did a live with this guy, and then we've been going back and forth for a year, and he's finally here. We got
Finally,
Jamaica in the building.
Yes.
Talking about an awesome topic, something that a lot of people don't know about, consumer law and other things. Our brother, Darian Delmonte.
Darian Wagwan.
What's up,
brother?
Wagwan?
You
What's
good?
up?
What's up, neighbor?
What's up, neighbor? What's
Big
up?
up.
Wow.
Big up yourself.
Big up on yourself.
Finally, bro.
What's up? What's up?
Yo.
I know it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
You know what? We are here. God is good all the time. We're here.
You know what I appreciate about you, or we appreciate about you, is that you always kept in contact with us. It wasn't like a one-way street. It was, we be busy, caught up, but every once in a while you give us a text or you give us a call, and we really appreciate that, bro.
I don't believe in transactional relationships. I like relationships, real ones. Like, for example, for those of you watching that y'all don't know yet, but y'all are going to be at the Credit Summit, and we'll talk more about that later. Like live podcast interviews, it's just real, It's a lot of people fake being real, but when you're real, you don't gotta fake it, because I'll check up on you the same way I'll check up on Herman, the same way I'll check up on Marvin, the same way I'll check up on Rashida, Tevin, and Brandon. It's just love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful,
No, I love it, man. So let's get right into this consumer law, bro. So let's get one thing straight.
Okay,
You are an educator
correct.
of the consumer law.
Correct.
Okay, good. So now you educate other people. You have classes, you have Zoom courses, you have live courses, educating the consumer of consumer law.
Correct. So, for those of you that are seeing me for the first time or hear my voice for the first time, my name is Darian Delmonte. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. What I do is I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer laws, and I also teach credit repair business owners how to scale their credit repair businesses to making an extra $100,000 to $200,000 per year using 4 key principles: lead generation, client conversion, client ascension, and continuity. Those 4 can scale any business. So that's a little bit about what I do. I do a lot more stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
But in a nutshell, that's what I do.
So you're not a credit repair educator. You're a consumer law educator. Is that?
So the answer to your question is yes and yes. So credit repair business owners, I teach them how to use consumer laws plus my 4 key principles to scale their business, from getting more leads, converting those leads into client, ascending those clients from a lower ticket to a higher ticket, and then hitting with a continuity, how that continuity now can add an extra 5 or 6 figures to the business. So it's a few different things. I'm credit repair business owners coach, but I also coach consumers how to get stuff deleted from their consumer
That's the
reports.
word.
So,
Coach.
right. So you're helping people, for example, I know Marvin Francois does credit, right? He helps credit restore Rashida. People
Correct.
Got you. Okay. So I guess my first question is, how would you define consumer law? Because the first live that we did, the first and only live we did, we were running it up for close to an hour, and you were like, you didn't have much time, but you were beating us in the head.
He had us sweating.
And we had sweating.
Googling and
and he I mean, look, this topic from the back, like the back of your hand. How to start this off? What is consumer law?
So consumer laws are laws Congress put in place to protect consumers from debt collectors, crooked car dealerships, banks, firms, institutions, government agencies. It's laws put in place to protect the consumer as they transact in commerce.
And why haven't the masses known about this?
I mean, a lot of people know not because they ask not. People are used to being programmed, being told what to do. So when something goes against the grain, before they ruffle any feathers, they just go along with the herd. I'm not that type of dude. I'm going to ask, why is this way? And then I'm going to go find the answers. And through that, I start my journey of self-development. And through my journey of self-development, I learned what is credit. I learned about good debt, bad debt. I learned about taxes, business, real estate, banks, how they operate, and all of that great stuff. I learned about the Federal Reserve System. I learned about the banking system, the banking cartel that controls the world. And learning these things now, okay, we know that these forces are there. How do I protect myself now as a consumer against, I want to say public enemy number one, but the people that know the things that I don't know, that's been using the things that I don't know against me, how do I protect myself? And that is where consumer law came in. On a mentorship, I got introduced to consumer law by another brother that was doing a presentation. And from there, it was just a wrap. I owned it.
That was my next question, and then Rob, you could take over because I know you got some deep level questions for him. But like, can you give us, I guess, can you go down a little deeper for us on how this started for you? Like, how did you get to this point? What was the story? What's your journey of how you got to this point?
So the first thing is, I've been in this country for 13 years, right? I wasn't born here like a lot of people, and I think that gave me an unfair advantage because oftentimes when a lot of people are in the picture, they can't see the frame. See, I never came in this picture. I wasn't born in this picture. So when I came, I'm seeing the frame, I'm seeing the picture. I'm seeing problems, right? But everybody else saw normalcy. Well, I'm coming from a society where credit doesn't exist. It's either you got your money or you don't. And I had bad credit, and I got denied. And I was paying 18.9% on a used 2007 Nissan Altima with $75,000. And I got denied for an apartment. And I couldn't get a credit card. Oh, I've been through it.
18% on a Civic.
No, it was a Nissan Altima.
I mean, Altima.
Yeah, 75,000 miles.
Wow.
I was paying for that car twice. Bad credit is the most expensive life you will ever live. Everything costs 3 times the cost. But then again, a lot of people don't know that the biggest business in America is bad credit. It sounds weird, right?
It sounds very weird.
Hold up. So before we even go even further, like I saw some bottles over here, and a brother would like a sip, you know?
No doubt.
For real.
Shout out to the sponsor, Rob. You got to closer.
Oh, y'all got
closer hand.
sponsors.
Shout out to the sponsor, LS Cream. You gotta try it, bro.
All right.
You
Shout
gotta
out to
try
the
this.
sponsor. I'm about to try your drink real quick. So let's see what
No
his drink
doubt.
tastes like in real time. We'll be back in just a minute, guys. I need to take a shot.
Nah, this is all good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's competing with
y'all know I'm Jamaican, right?
it's competing
I'm
with the
just
best
saying.
out there.
I'm just saying, y'all know I'm Jamaican. All right, let's see what's going on. Pinky's up. Yeah, let me get a little more. Yeah, let me get a little more. All right. Back to the episode.
No
guys.
doubt.
All
Good
right, here
stuff.
we go.
Shout out to LS Cream. Shout out to the sponsor.
This
man.
is good.
Yeah,
this
so
is
you
good.
have some. You have some. All right,
This is good. This is good.
no doubt, man. Thank
Yeah,
you
this
so
is
much.
good.
So,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
did good.
This is a good time. I mean, look, you came in here. You was like, "Yo, I got some things on my chest." I mean, this is a good time to talk about it as we sipping. So go ahead, feel free.
So, you know, when I heard Denzel say this, right?
Yeah.
When you're at your peak, or when you're not, I wouldn't necessarily say peak, but when you're at your highest, the devil come for you, right? And it is true, because you have other brothers like you, like me, that's in the financial literacy space, and as they see people start going up, that crab in a barrel mentality kicks in, and before one of them say, "Yo, you know what? Yo, Darain, you're doing really great things. I think if we combine forces, we could really work together and really dominate," right? But then you got people start hating, right? Like, I know you can't do nothing about the haters, but why hate against your own where we are stronger in numbers? Like, when we hate, it's division.
Yeah.
There is no real substance there. Can you imagine a group of entrepreneurs, educated entrepreneurs, that have the skills to really change people's lives? It's just like the Justice League. So I just, like, when you realize that people at the top never hate, it's the people at the bottom. Like, bro, let somebody go up and throw you down a rope. If everybody's at the bottom, how are we going to get up?
Yes, you're absolutely right. But this has been going on for generations.
So when
after
that's not
generations.
an excuse. It's like saying the person with a 500 credit score can never get an 800. It's a mindset thing. We need to discard those type of mentality. It is disgusting. It's like, ew, like, bro.
How do we do it, bro? Because me and Rob have this conversation all the time.
So why isn't Rob the one doing the show and not you? Why is it both of y'all? Because y'all comprehend that we are stronger together than apart. That's what I'm saying. In the field of financial literacy, we are stronger together than apart. We can make the most impact together. There's 333 million people in America.
Are you getting criticized even more so now for the information that you're providing to the
I
people?
don't care about criticism. I'm just hurt because I see our brothers and sisters out there that's making $5,000 in their business talking shit. Bro, I paid $400,000 in the last 2 years for mentorship. I can teach you how to scale your business. So if you're worrying about the market being saturated, it's just that you don't know enough to scale your business. I'll do it for you.
But okay.
But if you're going to come with that hate type of attitude, how do we come together? That's the thing. How can we come together? How can we impact more lives?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Dude,
you.
I've touched millions of people's lives. Some of y'all haven't even touched 10 people's credit report, and then you're out there talking shit. Like, step your game up.
Very true.
Y'all want to be on platforms like this, right? How many people have you helped? Where's your receipts? Where's your giving back? Is your YouTube channel filled with content that people can binge for a whole month? You haven't done the time, so shut up. That's my point. The real question should be, how can we as a group move the needle further to having one less family with bad credit? How do we change an entire zip code of 500 credit score to a zip code now of 700 credit score? How can we target our people and go into these neighborhoods and start changing their credit score? Because guess what? All these riots and shit that's going on, you ain't finding these riots in a 700 credit score zip code. It's not there. It's in a 500 plus credit score zip code because people with a 700 and an 800 credit score, they don't got time to ride. They go to work, they want to come home, spend time with their family, take their dog for a walk, play with the kids, and they want to go shopping.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for rides.
So, you know, in our culture, there's a lot of there's a lot of hate, like you said, which is true. And also, there are a lot of things that we're traumatized. The culture is traumatized.
Who's traumatized?
I think
It's
as
an
a
excuse.
culture,
Who's
it's a-
traumatized?
the people. Our people are traumatized.
Did the culture say, oh, I'm traumatized? Did the culture say that?
No, they didn't say it, but they don't have
So
to.
how
say
do
it.
we even know that the culture is traumatized?
Just from their actions. From their actions, meaning they feel this is the norm. They've been traumatized by certain individuals who come and talk and said, let's work together, and then working together becomes their own for their own needs because
It's like
they've been
saying-
exposed. Because I'm sure
Right.
people are doing. I'm sure you get the background checks. I'm sure people are checking on you.
But they can check
Constantly.
all they want. They better.
Yeah,
And
because
I got a receipt for days.
but that's why I mean that the culture has been traumatized by a lot of individuals saying, yeah, we need to work together, but on the back end, they working for
Bruh,
themselves.
that's like saying a girl dated one guy, and because like she didn't give it up on the first date, he kicked her out and she paid her own bill. Not all dudes are like that.
Right.
Right? So not because you got one bad apple, the whole tree is bad. All right, it means that you may kiss a few frogs before you find your prince. But guess what? The culture is so microwaved, right? It's so microwaved that everything needs to get fixed in 10 seconds. No, it doesn't. You spend years messing your credit up. You think in 30 days you're going to fix 15 years of bad credit decisions?
But that's what they're preaching out there, Darian.
Who's preaching it?
These credit repair people, all these different people are saying, I'll fix your credit in 6 months.
But-
I'll fix your, I'll take off all these
It's like the
derogatory
government.
stuff.
It's like the
all
government saying we're here to help. Like,
But when you don't,
we-
is it true? When you don't know, you don't know. Because if somebody, let's say a family of 4 comes in, the father's working, the mother's working, they just know I just have to work to make ends meet to feed my family. They both have 500s. They
I
parents put
don't-
their name.
I
the
don't
parents put
think you need spidey senses to know that something is wrong. Go to school, get a job, join the 40-40-40 club, work 40 hours a week for 40 years on 40% of your pension. You don't need to have Spider-Man sense to know that something is wrong with it.
But
At the
some
rate
people
that
don't think
inflation
it's
is
wrong.
going,
Some people don't think it's wrong. Some people feel, no, in our culture, in the
all
Haitian
right,
culture,
let me know you know something is wrong.
Okay.
Eggs, same eggs, right? Did anything change about an egg?
no.
All right. 10 or 15 years ago, wasn't it the same egg? Same size, same diameter,
Right.
maybe different colors.
Right.
Same egg. It was for $1.
Yeah.
Eggs are like $12 like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
$7.
Yep.
What changed is the same egg. What changed?
Yeah, it's just the
My
money.
point. So
Yeah.
the same old notion that our grandparents had or the parents before them, it doesn't work. It's a different time. We're not in the industry age anymore.
No, we're not.
We're
in the
not.
Information age, I believe.
We're in the information age, and now we're in the metaverse, right? We're in the age now where anything you want to know, you don't even got to type it in. Just say, hey, Siri. Where is she? All right, wait.
All the
Let's try it
phones-
again.
All the phones are going
Hey,
on.
Siri. Siri, what's going on? Hey, Siri.
She taking a break, bro.
All right, guess we 2 minutes talk. You don't even have to type it. Just say, hey Siri, or hey Google, or hey Bixby. They come, hey Alexa.
Right.
What's that other one called? There's Alexa, there's Siri, there's one more. There's Bixby,
I don't know.
There's the Amazon one. The,
Echo, that Echo, one, right?
Echo.
Right?
Echo.
You don't even gotta type.
Right.
That's true.
Just say, I am broke, I need to change my life, what can I do? The AI will tell you some stuff. So, there's no way to accept excuses anymore. We cannot. An excuse is a down payment on failure. Failure for your life. We cannot keep accepting it. We cannot keep blaming the culture. We cannot keep blaming the white man. When do we stand up for ourselves? When?
And that's a great segue, because taking it back to when you were paying that crazy interest rate on the Nissan, right?
$550 if you want to know.
Wow.
Ultima.
On the Ultima.
Straight my head.
So that was the change. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. What was the straw that broke the camel's
Nope.
back for you?
Because after that, I still didn't care about credit.
Okay.
Started, all right, needed a cell phone, couldn't get it.
Yeah.
All right. Because whenever I didn't have something, I would call my boy Kevin. But see, I didn't know what a cosigner was. And I'm like, all right, Kevin can just get it for me. Right? So shout out to Kevin. Right? So I didn't know the type of situation I was putting Kevin in. Being a cosigner is the worst thing you could do for somebody.
Why is that?
Because if he co-signs that Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE for $150,000, that 53, right? And you decide that you're gonna stop paying it, he's left holding that bag. He's left with the Mark II on his credit. You got it too, but now he got it,
Right.
right? So you just gave him a gift that keeps on going, but even though you're affected, it affects him too. So now they're gonna start coming after you if they can't find you. So let's say you go back to Haiti for 2 months, 3 months. Some family member might have passed, or you have a big project going on, and you just forget about everything over here. They're coming to you. So I didn't know and comprehend that that was the type of position I was putting Kevin in. What I know now, I would never have asked Kevin to be a co-signer. I wouldn't. But you don't know the things that you don't know.
Right.
And then that can put you and your loved ones in very serious problems. This is why the information age is here. YouTube, books. People don't even want to read.
No, they don't. They don't.
You're right.
They don't even read
How
on
do
Instagram.
we expect to elevate our minds if we're not consuming the things we want to be?
And this consumer law stuff, you got to do some reading and research.
Bruh. A lot.
You got to do a lot of research and reading to find
Bro,
find it.
There are a lot of codes in that consumer law. A lot. So, how did you even discipline yourself learning and reading all these codes? Because, bro, I looked into some of these codes. It was a different language.
It is. So there's a term called double speaking. Elites know about it. Banks know about it. Government know about it. Your average person does not know about it.
You talking some real stuff.
Double
now.
speaking.
Oh, you know about it.
I've heard of double speaking.
Double
Go ahead.
speaking, yep.
Double speaking, for those of you who don't know, is when you say something but you mean another, right? An example would be a contract filled with legalese. Why do we need a lawyer to translate what's in there? Why can't it be in plain text language so anybody can comprehend it? Think about it. Double speaking, right? When you hear the word person, what do you think it means?
Listen, a person reading a person, a
Or
human
representing
being.
myself.
Someone, a representative.
Well, if we're talking about...
He's looking at us like.
But that it goes back to double speaking. When you see the word person in consumer law, it doesn't mean you. It means a corporation, a government entity, a trust, a partnership, a cooperation, a subdivision. Right? It still means an individual, but there's so many other meaning to it. And it's one of the reasons when I shouted from the roof and when I first came out with it and I said, yo, late payments are illegal, everybody looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I think I would look at you like you crazy.
Yeah,
too.
they did. But now everybody's saying late payments are illegal. Yeah, I know, because I've been saying it for like 2.5 years now.
So you're saying late payments on any bill?
And on a consumer report, not the bill. This is where words have meaning.
Okay.
We got to know what definition is talking to what and to who is it referring to.
Okay, break that down.
All right. So 15 USC 1681A, right? Definitions and rules of construct. When we scroll down to number 2, under the exclusion section, it's going to say exclusions, right? Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include. It's in the exclusion section. So if the exclusion says it does not include, well, it goes down to say reports containing information solely as to transactions between the consumer, the individual, and the person, which means the corporation, the estate, the cooperative, making the report is not a part of the consumer report. Well, if transactions are not a part of the consumer report, where does a late payment come from? A late payment is as a result of a missed payment on a transaction. But if the transaction is not included and it is excluded from the report, there cannot be transactions being reported.
Wow.
The law also says under 15 USC 1666B that a creditor cannot treat a payment as late without doing a few things. 21 days before that date, they need to send a statement. And the statement must comply now with 15 USC 1637B. Right? I don't know how I've been remembering this stuff. I just do. It's there. It's just there. We'll not get into it. It's just there. I don't know. It's just there. Right? And when we know these things, okay, how do we use it? Because there's still people that own, or that's a credit repair business owner or a financial literacy strategist that's telling people that we need to send goodwill letters. Burn that shit up. You don't, like, why are we sending goodwill letters? For what? Oh, I'm so sorry my dog died. I'm late. I will never be late again. A corporation is a pen and paper. You're begging a pen and paper to forgive you. And the law clearly states that the transactions and the experiences are not included. Not to mention if they did not comply with section 1666B, which have the other requirements of why a creditor cannot treat a payment as late.
Okay.
Are we requesting these documents? They're not. You're just saying, oh, somebody told me to write a goodwill letter. Well, did you even Google late payments on YouTube and see what came up? Because I'm sure if you did, I would have popped up somewhere.
True.
Doing your due diligence, then you would know for a fact that late payments are illegal. But we weren't trained to go and research stuff. We were trained that if you were told something, that's what you go by.
Right.
Double speaking again, credit bureaus. It cannot be so farther from the truth. There is no such thing as a credit bureau. It doesn't exist.
The three major credit bureaus,
See?
like they say.
Wait, you said there's no such thing as credit bureaus?
Correct.
All right. Stay right there. Stay right there. we're gonna get to that point. Give us a simple example. Joe Schmo, 9 to 5, doesn't want to worry about anything, of them deleting.
That's the problem.
I know, but
So he gotta worry about shit.
right, but he does have to do his research. But how does somebody who's watching this say, okay, they're being woke by this, they're being awake by this, your interview. How do they do their research, or how do they use these laws that protect them to get rid or not pay these late payments? Give us a simple example.
Seek and ye shall find. I got a late payment. How do I delete it?
Okay.
That's it. That's the question you're gonna ask yourself, right?
Okay.
The same question you ask yourself. Throw it inside of Google. Throw it inside of YouTube. Watch what comes up. People want the first thing to pop up to be their answer. I'm here to tell you that it's not. This is where you got to do your due diligence. Listen, trust, but verify. So now if you're hearing stuff, if the person that's telling you stuff cannot give you a reference, I would not do it. If you consume any of my content, you know for a fact, everything that I say, I gave you the laws to look it up. So if I'm telling you that late payments are illegal and you need to go to 15 USC 1681A and then you scroll down to number 2 to the exclusion section, it's going to give you all the sauce. Well, you want to take your phone out, type it in, and scroll down there, right? And if you can't find it, then I'm a liar. Yes?
100%.
Isn't that true?
Yep.
But no, they want to hear, oh, just write a goodwill letter. Tell them that your dog died and you had to go get the COVID vaccine shot and then you were tweaking. Like, bruh, for what? Like, why are we doing that? When we have laws in place to protect us. We don't beg for nothing. Dude, I get the most deletions in the credit game. Ain't nobody can get more deletions than what me and my students get. Hands down. I'm doing 5 days challenges. On day number 2, we're getting whole credit reports cleaned. On the second day. And people have struggled with this thing for years. I got
Now,
receipts.
I know people may have to take your course for this, but can you give us a little tidbit on how are you guys doing this? You're not doing this with goodwill letters, right?
Hell no.
So how are you doing this on day 2? Day 3?
Disputing.
You're
with
calling
consumer
them?
law. You can call. You can send letters. You can overnight. So there's so many ways to do it. The problem is y'all are getting outdated information with people talking about 609 letter and 609 template. Them stuff don't work, Sway. They don't. The law is the law. And unless Congress change it, it will work. What's the word I'm looking for? In perpetuity.
Okay.
Is that the word that it goes on and on and
Yes,
on and don't
yes,
stop?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
I got a high school diploma. Judge me later.
You have a high school diploma.
I do.
Darian, you have a high school diploma.
Yep. High school diploma.
With an 800 plus credit score.
Well, right now it's not 800. I've been running some plays.
You've been running some
So
plays.
as you know, credit goes up and it goes down. And this
Yeah.
is the other thing that I need people to comprehend. When you build a report up to 800 or 750, it's not for you to take it on the shelf and, oh, I got a 700. It's for you to go to work. Dude, I've used my 800 credit score to start 7 businesses and 4 cars.
That's real talk.
People want to just, oh, I got a 700. Let me put it on the shelf. No, I know how to delete anything. Do you really think anything on my credit matters if I know how to clean the whole report? When you have this type of information, what did Uncle Ben say? With great powers come great responsibility. And when you know how to delete anything from your credit, you can go have your 5 LLCs. You can go for funding. You can go start your business. You can go buy your food truck. You can go buy your Mercedes. That's what it's a tool. It's a tool that is there that you use it to create assets. Use it to get assets. Assets produce cash flow.
Powerful.
It's not for you to look and say, oh, the Rain don't got an 800 credit score. That's your business if you want to worry about my 800. I got 7 businesses and 4 cars. And a car wash.
Wow.
Wow.
So talk about the Rain don't have an 800 no more. Yeah, I got 7 businesses though.
cash flow coming in. There's no such thing as credit bureaus. Let's
Oh,
talk about that.
We're
please.
back to that, huh?
Oh, yeah, I didn't forget about that.
All right.
What do you mean by that?
So the first thing we want to do is we want to get the phones out, right? Because Congress tells us in their laws. And if we go to 15 USC 1681A, which is definition, rules, and construct, I want y'all to pull out y'all phones.
We doing home right now.
Because now if I take mine out, they're going to be like, well, Daraine, you had it up. People will always want to find the weirdest things to say you already planned it. No, guy,
Okay.
I memorized the stuff.
I'm on Google.
Yep, 15 USC.
Just put in 15 USC.
1681A. 1681A. So 15 USC 1681A.
1681.
It's going to bring us to definitions and rules of construct, right? Cornell law. Right?
Cornell law. Yep.
All right, we're going to scroll down to where you see
Cornell Law.
Exclusions.
Law.cornell.edu. No capping thus far.
Do you see the word bureau?
In section 2.
No, just anywhere in the definitions. You should,
Definitions and rules.
when you're
construction.
scrolling down, you should see the word bureau somewhere. You don't see it?
Employment purposes, section 1681 of this is consumer report.
All right, click the
consumer
word
person.
consumer report.
Consumer report. Okay.
Okay.
So, what people call credit report is not really a credit report. A credit report is a snapshot. The correct term is consumer report. And this is where Congress gave you the definition of what your consumer report is. And when I cracked this code, this is how I got an 800 3 times. So I'm literally giving y'all where I cracked the code from. Go ahead, one of y'all read it.
In general, the term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency.
By a
bearing-
what?
A consumer reporting agency.
Did you hear credit bureau information reported by a credit bureau?
No.
Didn't say it, right?
No.
It says information reported by who?
By a consumer reporting agency.
Okay.
Agency.
Continue.
So, bearing on a consumer's credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole or in part for the purpose of serving as a factor in establishing the consumer's eligibility.
A.
A.
Credit or insurance to be used primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. B. Employment purposes. Or C. Any other purpose authorized under Section 1681B of this
Right.
title.
Did you see the word FICO anywhere in the definition?
No.
No.
Is the word vantage in anywhere in the definition?
No.
So for those of you who don't know what FICO and Vantage is, FICO is Fair Isaacs Corporation. It is the algorithm the industry used to give you your FICO score that 95% of all lenders and institutions use to judge a consumer on their credit worthiness. That is what it is. It is a standard,
Correct.
not law, just a standard, right? So they use this algorithm to say, all right, if you're at like 640 or 620, like you'll get somewhat favorable terms, right? But if you're like 620 to like 500, it's like, no, we're gonna send him over to the subprime people. Like you are judged based on the category you fall in. Because remember, the credit score starts from what 300 to 850, 550 points. So to maximize an 850 credit score, which is perfect credit, or even an 800 credit score, you must at least maximize 500 points, which is going to get you into the 800 club, and then 550 if you want perfect credit. So the factors of FICO are payment history, utilization, age of credit, mixture of credit, and new credit. 5 factors. Those 5 factors contribute now to all the FICO scores. FICO 2, FICO 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 10T, right? Different scoring models for different purposes. Different industry like banking have their own bank card score. They have their own mortgage score. They have their own auto score. But all the scores have a core 5 factor, which is the payment history, utilization, age of credit, mixture of credit, and new credit. 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. Right? Those are the percentages. But it goes further to even break down into the credit score itself that is attached to each part. So for payment history, which is the biggest section, which is 35%, that's 192.5 points. Utilizations, which is 30%, is another 165 points, right? The age, which is 15%, is 82.5 points. Then we have mixture, which is 55 points or 10%. New credit, 55 points or 10%. All of those contribute now, give you 100%, which is equal to 550 points.
Okay.
That's how I crack the code, because the biggest sections are utilizations and late payments. Right? So utilizations and payment history make up 65% collectively, which is 357.5 points. If off the rip you're coming out with 300, well, 300 plus another 357.5, that's 657.5 points already, once you know how to delete late payment and utilizations. So all you got to do is factor in on the 15, 10, 10, and you're good to go.
This guy's
So when I crack that code, that's how I build an 800 3 times in 1 year.
So this definition that we read, that was powerful information, by the way. This definition that we read, would you say this is an example of doublespeak?
No, that gives you the correct information.
Okay.
The credit bureau gives you the doublespeak because when you hear the word bureau, who do you associate the word bureau with?
The three bureaus, the office bureaus of
Government,
government.
FBI,
Right.
CIA.
CIA. We associate bureau subconsciously with fear. The letter boys are coming. Everybody's out. Don't let the government come for you. Don't let the IRS come for you. Programming. So subconsciously, we fear the word bureau. So if a company assumes a name, which they don't have, by the way, because they assumed the role, and I can prove it, nobody appointed them. They appointed themselves, right? If Congress uses definitions.
That's a whole nother conversation that you just said right there. You said nobody appointed them; they appointed themselves. But go ahead. That was deep right there. I don't know if y'all
I mean,
missed
you might
that.
have went over the
Yeah, everybody went
over,
over. But go ahead.
You know, I like proving the things that I say, so we'll get
My
to
mind was rolling. I was.
it. So we know the word bureau goes with government. So if they spread propaganda, right, and they now start having people calling them bureau, people start associating them by default with the government. They are private companies. They have nothing to do with the government. But because we associate them with bureau, and then we associate FICO with the consumer reporting agencies, by default, we're thinking of all of them as bureau. That is double speaking. Because now we gave them a power they don't have by assumption. So now when we take a step back and we find their true name, their real name, consumer reporting agencies, it removes that level of fear, that level of power that the regular Joe might have when the regular Joe decides to go dispute negative items on their credit. Because if we think it's a bureau and they send back validated, most people won't even challenge it anymore. Because they're going to think, oh, it's a credit bureau and they said it's validated, there's nothing I can do. That's a lie. You have all the power. You can delete the whole account.
Who created said agencies?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Where's your phone? I'm glad you asked. 15 USC 1681.
15 USC. Bear with us, people. We're doing
1681.
homework. We're doing homework. Hold on.
Okay.
15 USC.
1681. You got to type that into Google.
We got
It's
that.
going to bring you to congressional findings.
Not A, just 1681.
1681 by itself.
Okay.
It's going to bring you to congressional findings.
We're still clicking on the Cornell law.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Got you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, it's not too long. I just want you to read that part for me.
1, 2, 3.
Start from the top all the way down.
Accuracy and fairness of credit reporting.
Accuracy and fairness. The first thing in the law Congress starts us off with, the report must be accurate and it must be fair. Okay, keep going.
The Congress makes the following findings. 1, the banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. Inaccurate credit reports directly impair the efficiency of the banking system, and unfair credit reporting methods undermine the public confidence, which is essential to the continued functioning of the banking system.
Now hold on a minute. See, didn't Wells Fargo get sued for $3.7 billion for applying mispayments to people's consumer report,
Yes.
for illegally repossessing cars, for illegally foreclosing on home, and for illegally charging fees? Didn't Bank of America get sued for $250 million, right, for illegal junk fees, late payment fees? What's the word Congress used? They used the word. I don't remember the word off the top of my head, but y'all can go look it up right now. They got sued for $250 million for doing the exact same thing. But yet, the banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. Do you think they care? If I control the world's money, I care not what its leaders do.
Ooh,
Come on.
powerful.
But keep going. I'm telling y'all, I got a lot
So
to
it's-
get out my chest today.
2, an elaborate mechanism has been developed for investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, and general reputation of consumers. 3,
Hold on. Did you comprehend what you just read? You just answered your own question. I want you to read it
an
again.
elaborate mechanism has been developed. My
what?
question was, who started these agencies?
Congress is telling you right there. Somebody decided that I'm going to take it upon myself to do it. An elaborate mechanism has been developed. Would the government call the CIA, the FBI, any of its agencies an elaborate mechanism?
No.
So by default, you know for a fact the government didn't start none of this. But keep going, keep going.
Rob, read 3 and 4.
I only got a high school diploma. I only got a high school diploma.
Consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role.
What?
Consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role
Wow.
in assembling and evaluating consumer credit and other information on consumers.
Wow. They have assumed the role. So did Congress give it to them?
Nah, they just said, I'm just
I-
gonna do
I'm
it.
I'm
gonna just
just going to just do it.
I'm just
So
gonna
that
take
answers
over.
your question. Someone decided this is what I'm going to do, and this is what it is.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's right there in their laws.
Rob,
Remember-
read number 4.
These laws were here before I left Jamaica. Let's be clear. I didn't come over here and write none of this. Before I got on the plane and came over here to New Hampshire, these laws were in place. I just wanted to let that be clear. I'm only a good steward of the good word.
Yo, you are definitely someone who you comprehend certain things.
What did you just do just now? I'm not sure if you noticed. You did something. You were going to say understand, and subconsciously you corrected it to comprehend.
Right.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you start changing the way you think and changing the people you're around. Your information also changes, and the way you see and perceive things also change. But go ahead, brother.
So I just read number 3. Number 4, there is a need to ensure that consumer reporting agencies exercise their grave responsibilities with fairness, impartiality, and a respect for the consumer's right to privacy.
All right, I want you to read that again.
Damn.
The person in the back, I'm telling you. Then I'm going to break the words
The
down.
congregation in the back wants to hear it again.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I know it's somebody's head.
All right. There is a need to ensure that consumer reporting agencies exercise their grave responsibilities with fairness, impartiality, and a respect for the consumer's right to privacy.
Now, why of all things would Congress say that? Look at the words being used. There is a need to ensure that not credit bureaus, right? Credit bureaus? Did you just say credit bureaus?
Consumer, not,
That consumer reporting agency
already said.
exercise their grave responsibility. Obviously, they did not do it before.
Right.
They were just doing whatever they want unchecked. And Congress is saying enough of that. There's a need to have it. This must be in place. You must respect a person's right to privacy. But when you call in, these companies are telling you that, oh, the law says we can report whatever we want. Such liars. Well, you see, if you don't know the things that you don't know, the people that know the things you don't know will always use it against you because you don't know it.
And they pretty much say, yeah, when you don't know, you don't know. So the average, like we go back to this Joe Schmo guy. We see it all over New York.
Mm-hmm.
Bad credit, okay. You car salesman, bad credit, you know.
Let's talk about those criminals. Because
Yeah.
you tell people that bad credit is okay, right? Hey, can I get some more of that fire drink too, bro?
Oh,
Yeah, it's buzzing. Tell y'all sponsors they did good, all right?
LS Cream, shout out LS Cream. Better get that. Don't play yourselves.
So
Rob hit me.
let oh, yo
Gotta put the pause in there.
pause.
100%.
So
Wow. All right, let's go.
yo, this nigga got y'all crazy.
Yo, this credit is
Shout out
killing
to
me.
Cam
Right.
and Mace, by the way, man.
Oh,
Shout out to
Cam,
Cam
yeah,
and
yeah,
Mace
this
with,
is
with their 8-figure deal. Yeah, it's good.
This is good.
LS Cream,
good.
man.
It's good.
It's good stuff.
So let's take it a step back for a minute. What do we notice about a 500 credit score neighborhood? Let's take, for example, East New York. We got a check cash in place. We got a payday loan. We got a pawn shop. We got the crooked car dealership that's selling you no credit when they know it needs credit. But then they'll send you to a subprime lender where you're paying 25 and 30%, and then the consumer don't even know that there's a thing called state usury law where New York is capped at 16, but then a car dealership is going to get you subprime lending for 18, 25, and 35%.
How is that even legal?
It's not legal, but if you don't know it exists, you don't know.
But
it
you got to
exists.
put it on paper.
Put what on paper?
The bank, I mean, it has to be said on paper. Okay, your credit score is 500.
Yeah, and we're going to send you to a subprime lender. And the subprime lender, quote unquote, is going to give you a loan because they never gave you nothing. They're going to give you a loan, right? You get whatever collateral it was that you're going to get. Then they don't know that inside the finance charge, 15 USC 1605, there's a finance charge built in there. And in that finance charge, it's an insurance policy that covers the lender in the event that the obligor defaults. So that's insurance money built into the finance charge. They don't know that gap insurance, because premiums, insurance and premiums are included in the finance charge. So they drive off the lot, didn't get gap insurance. Now they're in a wreck, they're upside down. The vehicle lose 40% of its value. They got paid on the insurance money. They then sold the debt to collections. Then they did a charge off. They got paid 5 times, bro. You tell me bad credit is not the biggest business?
No, it is. It is. It is.
Take a drink to y'all with bad credit. Y'all need to fix that shit.
No, facts, bro.
Wow.
I'm-
That's
I'm-
powerful
we're
right
gonna,
there.
We're gonna open a car shop.
Yeah, but we got, yeah.
There was a Nissan car dealership. 11 members. Pull it up. Cause I don't. Y'all gonna say, "Well, Daraine, you just keep talking."
Because
shit."
you know
All right.
people are gonna.
They can say
I'm
what
telling
they
you, when
wanna
No,
say.
they're gonna
They're
do
gonna
their
do their
research.
research.
Go ahead.
You don't know our people.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Nissan car dealership. 11 members arrested. Go ahead.
Where?
Just put it in. Google
Okay.
will do the rest.
11 what?
Nissan car
11
dealership.
employees arrested.
Okay.
Maybe the range just tipsy. Who knows? But let's see if it's true.
LS Cream. More than 400 charges filed against Shelby car dealership employees.
Wait, what? I think you
this-
might want to say a little louder.
In North Carolina? Is that the one?
Is it a Nissan dealership?
Yes, it is.
Please pull it up. I might be drinking a little too much.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
It is.
Crooked car dealership. What is it saying?
More than 400 charges filed against Shelby car dealership employees. Let me see.
For what?
A Nissan Shelby dealership. The charges were brought by the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicles License and Theft Bureau, were filed at the conclusion of a months-long investigation. Investigators centered their focus around people or dealers that rebuilt salvage cars, as well as the documents used to transfer the titles of those vehicles.
Wow.
Agents filed 110 charges against such and such for failure to inspect vehicle prior to being offered for sale.
Wow.
Damn.
And these are the same entities that are saying your credit is our number one priority. You got no credit? Come on in, we'll take care of you. Really?
Damn.
The biggest tyranny in America is the paper. The double language inside of a contract can hold a noose around your neck for the rest of your life.
So let me ask you this question, and it's a devil advocate's question, but I just gotta ask it. Just
Sure.
I just
I'm
want
a
to
little
ask it.
tipsy here. Might give you an answer.
Now, you're educating everybody, so they're going to these credit consumer report agencies to remove these charges, right? Have you been getting
Not
any
charges, to remove the accounts.
remove the accounts? Have you been getting any calls from these said agencies about, oh, you caught on to what we doing, we don't like what you're doing?
Not yet. Not yet.
Good question.
Do they know about me? I think so. I'm at Equifax almost every weekend. I swear to God. Yo, one of these days, if y'all can't find me, Equifax got me, all right?
Yeah. They send the boys out.
I'll be showing up, you know.
Because that's
Because the
a,
more you're educating people, the more people are calling to get rid of these accounts. So it's like, who is this person?
Yeah, but you see, they have agents everywhere, you know. And one of the big things in conjunction with double speaking is misinformation.
Correct.
If we control what information a population consumes, we can program them. Let me give you an example. I'm in the military, right? The military takes people of all different races, all different backgrounds. People who never knew each other, right? But after 60 days, they can have everybody saying the same thing, moving the same way, act the same way, and would go throw themselves on a grenade. Imagine that. See, what a lot of people don't comprehend the power of, it's affirmation. Right? Especially affirmations being repeated every day over a period of time. See, we would get up at 4:30 in the morning, right? The first thing we're going to do is, they call them cadence. We're going to sing cadences like, the Army colors, like weird cadences, but they're not cadences, they're affirmation, right? And as we sing these affirmations, we're running. So we're breaking down, we are tired, but these words are keeping us up strong.
right.
Lo and behold, 7 weeks later, we're all thinking the same thing. We move the same way. I can spot a person in the military from a mile away. How does an institution take people of no similarity, put them together, and then 8 weeks later, they're all coming out singing the same song?
Interesting.
Powerful message.
No, it's
analogy.
powerful. It's
Not
powerful.
Affirmations is one of the most powerful things in the universe. But we were led to believe that affirmations are for stupid people. Oh, it's just wishful thinking. But those who know how to use it and use it effectively.
Correct.
Go ahead.
So you're saying this whole time we've been living somewhat of a false reality or somewhat led astray.
Correct. Well, who created the educational system?
Was it
The
Rockefeller?
military.
He was.
Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why did he create it?
To distract us.
To create workers.
Workers.
Because he
right,
needed
right.
more workers for his oil refineries.
Right.
Your job was not to think, your job was to do.
Right.
Yep. He says that all the time.
So if we control the information, we control what they consume, we have them believing in a dream, 40, 40, 40, because at the end of 40 years, I should retire and 40%, of my income, not accounting for inflation and the cost of living and the rise in the cost of living, but that picture has been painted so good. You're supposed to get a home white picket fence, 3.5 kids. Right? That's the dream, right? Everybody wants to own a home. A house is the biggest liability. It is the biggest liability. If it's not a property that is putting money in you, if you're the one paying for your house, it is a liability.
It's not an asset, right?
It's not.
Right.
Assets put money in your pockets, liability take it out. So if you're paying for your house, congratulations, you've been duped.
Powerful.
But then we pay so many years of mortgage, right? So many years. And then a company like Wells Fargo comes along and illegally apply mispayments. What does mispayments lead to? Late payments lead to foreclosures, right? Higher interest rates. And now, in the foreclosure process, when you abandon the home, that's what you did. That's why they're able to use a 1099A, the abandonment and acquisition form, to get it, to resell it. But what happened to 30 years, 20 years of paying that mortgage? Did you get it back? Where did all the equity go? Somebody got it.
Right.
Sure as hell ain't you.
You know where this is leading to my next question, right?
Well, a lot of people don't know that if a lender does not possess the mortgage and the note, the mortgage itself is null and void.
Repeat that.
Did
Repeat
you
that.
answer the
Let
question
me-
I was going to ask?
Yeah, repeat that.
You know what? I
A
think
mortgage.
Wait, so you're saying that
y'all sure
You
y'all
could-
want to go down this rabbit hole?
We're going. We're climbing, bro. We're going down. Because
you're saying to me, are we about to ask the same question? I mean, he already answered it, but I want to make sure
Go ahead.
for the guests listening that they understand what we're saying.
Might be a little tipsy. What you got?
He might be.
You can remove mortgages.
So we
From.
need to comprehend
Okay.
the magnitude of what you're saying.
Okay.
You can delete any account from your credit. That is a fact. I have done it. It doesn't mean because you delete something from your credit, the obligation or the alleged obligation is gone.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, can debts be discharged? The answer to that is yes. I know how to do it. I don't teach it. It is a very gray area where people that don't comprehend the process, they can mess up.
You know
And
how
you
to.
ain't going to jail because of me, so I don't teach it.
So you know how to do it, but you don't teach it.
Correct.
Okay.
Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. And what that means is when you give people a certain amount of power, not everybody knows how to use it. So I'm not going to be that guy to give Yellow Lantern his ring. I'm not. We're going to keep it in the Green Lantern Corps because I'm not about to start a whole parade of Yellow Lanterns out here. I'm just not.
Okay.
Like, you have to be careful. Information is one of the most powerful things when it's used correctly. When it's used incorrectly, it can cost the inverse.
Okay, but then now I gotta ask you, if it's consumer law protecting the consumer, why would you get in trouble teaching us the info?
Well, a weapon is made to protect you, right? Protect your home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what happens if you take that weapon, put it in your mouth, load it with bullets, take it off a safe and pull the trigger?
It's not a good look.
Okay, so it was meant to protect you, but because that same thing that was meant to protect you was used incorrectly, it had a catastrophic end, correct? It's the same thing with information. So not because it's there to protect you, people will always find a way to use good information and turn it bad.
Got you. I'm happy you cleared that up because the ones
Yeah,
that's
we-
watching out there, they're gonna take it, edit it, and say, "Oh, he's teaching," and that's not the case.
Right.
Internet. Listen to me. The internet is very famous for taking people's words and twisting it. If you want to hear what I said, come back to the full episode.
100%.
100%.
We could go on and on about
I
this
mean,
topic.
I can go for
This-
days,
this-
bro.
It's
I had
Yeah.
classes for 8 hours.
and that's a great segue. Classes, education. Tell the people who are listening to you for the first time where they can get more information and what courses and classes you're teaching.
Great stuff. So you can find me online, Daraine Delevante, DARAINE DELEVANTE. Right? You can find me online anywhere. Type that into Google. It comes up on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. I'm everywhere. Everywhere, right? And the cool thing is, my course, my university, teaches people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit. So if you're a consumer that wants to learn how to repair, rebuild, and restore your own credit, all you got to do is text the word university. Text the word university to 917-993-5238, right? So that's number one. The second thing is I made an ebook having all the steps in there and letters of how I built out an 800 credit score 3 times. And guess what? The book itself on my website is $197. Your audience gets it for $47, for only $47.
wow.
So when people talk about no one told me and the excuses, I don't take excuses no more. Excuses are a down payment on failure for your life and the reason why you got bad credit. You're telling me that $47, y'all don't got $47 to fix your credit? Then keep the bad credit, bro. Just keep it. Right?
Wow.
All they got to do is text FICO. It's so easy. FICO. Text the word FICO to 917-993-5238. Right? That's it. You get the ebook. You start reading the ebook. But guess what? Most people won't read. And you wonder why they're in the same position. If you want to hide something from a person, put it in a book.
Powerful.
That's deep.
But then the book gives you the exact strategy that people took years of their life to figure out, and they put it in a book for you to consume. Like, isn't that crazy? That the very thing that can change your life is the very thing that they won't do. It's amazing, isn't it? We rather be distracted with social media, with TikTok, with these housewives and all these crazy stuff that's not even doing nothing to your bank account. Good credit can make you a millionaire. How do I know? Congratulations, you just met one, right? So I know the power of credit, especially if you don't come from money. And that is one of the reasons why the Credit Summit was created. The Credit Summit is the only consumer credit repair summit of its kind, where not only credit repair professionals and consumers come together under the same roof to learn how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit, learn things about consumer law, factual disputes, Metro 2, credit hacking, credit stacking, how to run the LLCs, what banks pull from where, how can I get $100,000 off a 3 inquiry with open lines or business credit card. It's the only place you're coming to learn this. And this is happening September 29th, September 30th, and October 1st in Atlanta. It's at the Legacy Center. But then a lot of people are going to say, oh, I can't make it. The excuses you make for yourself is the reason why you're stuck. Yeah. Change the words that come out of your mouth. Stop saying, I can't. Say, how can I? Right? Instead of saying, I can't go to the Credit Summit, say, how can I go to the Credit Summit? Well, maybe I need to pick up 2 extra shifts so I can have a babysitter, so I can pull my credit reports, my consumer report. You see that? I caught some of y'all. So I can pull the consumer report, take it to me with Atlanta, open it up, ask questions in real time, get real answers to fix my credit. There's nobody else doing this, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all know somebody else, y'all can let me know.
No, we
not
really
like
don't.
this.
No, definitely not like this. And it's funny you said the Legacy Center with our boy, with Jay Morrison, and his wife Ernestine, great people, and you connecting with them. I think I congratulate you on that, man.
Success has a need to be heard. Success has a need for speed. We have to move with a sense of urgency. We are in a credit and financial state of emergency. We have too many 500 credit zip codes. That needs to change.
Here's the man that's going to help you guys fix it. Wow, what a powerful interview. Is there any last words, bro?
I know. Let's see if they want a part 2.
Bro, they will be. Not if they want.
There'll be a
But we'll
part
know
two.
in
will
the
be.
comments.
There'll be a
Let's
part
see in the comments.
That is true.
Yeah,
That
there'll
is
be
Let's
a-
see.
there'll be a
We
part
can
two.
think they want a part 2, and they're like, the interview wasn't it.
Nah,
But
nah.
then let's see the comments. Let's see part 2. If there's 1,000 part 2s in the comments, I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
So it's up to y'all. So if by the episode drops, if there's 1,000 comments by the next day, I'll book a flight.
You're there.
I'll book a flight.
All right, fair
I'll
enough.
book a flight.
We'll be out there.
All right.
We're gonna be out there in Atlanta.
So let's see. Let's see how bad they want part 2. Because I didn't even talk about mortgage fraud. I didn't talk about deleting a bankruptcy in 4 days. I didn't talk about how a charge-off is actually gross or ordinary income. But you know what? Let me just take a sip.
Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. Yo, Rob, housekeeping items real quick.
Wow,
before we get
wow,
outta
wow.
here.
That was deep, man. That was deep.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Shout out to our sponsors,
That was good.
LS
Shout out to
Cream.
the sponsor. What's
Yes,
good?
LS Cream. LS Cream,
good.
thank you so much. Shout out Roots of Brooklyn. We thank you. Shout out to I'm forgetting who
Sweet
else.
100.
Sweet 100. We thank you so much. We appreciate the sponsors.
No doubt.
And,
Don't forget to check us
yeah,
out on
check us
socials.
out. Check us out on all Team Sock by Say
Yep.
platform, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast information. Glad keeps reminding me because I had too much of that LS Cream. Yo, this
Get
guy,
you twisted.
this guy right here, he wealth of information.
We going viral with this one.
Yo, dude,
Appreciate
appreciate you, man.
Most definitely.
Shout out to my Jamaicans out there.
Wagwan.
Jamaica.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that.
We didn't get into
Yeah,
a
we
lot
didn't
of
get into
stuff.
that.
We didn't even get
That
into
was
that.
just an appetizer. I barely just started.
Ooh, Lord.
Yo, till next time. Team South by Say.
We out.
LS Cream, the perfect blend of spices and tradition inspired by Haitian cremas. Please drink responsibly.